Yeah, hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenarios. So today we are going to discuss about to the another real-time scenario on the flows. So how we are going to use the auto launched flows and what is the main purpose of the auto launched flow, no triggered. So let's see the here how we are going to utilize and how we are going to implement. So here is the use case. So use case is the if your opportunity is the closed one, if opportunity is the closed one, each opportunity contains the are related to the one or more task records. So when the opportunity is the closed one, that related tasks mark as a completed. Which task is not completed, that task we can make it as the completed. So in the another scenario, if opportunity is the closed last, if it is the closed one, we can just as the mark as a complete. If it is the closed last, we can mark as a deferred. Mark as a deferred. This is the one of the real time scenario, but I am explaining into on the opportunity and task object. So understand to the use case, understanding to the use case. So here we can see the use case one more time. So come to the opportunities. So let's create the one new opportunity. So let's name it as the auto launched flow opportunity. Let's name it to the this one. Okay. Auto launched flow opportunity. This is the we are giving. Okay. So now here we have the enter by the mandatory fields information. Stage is initially we are given to the prospect. Let's save this. This is the one of the opportunity. This opportunity contains the related activities that is called the tasks. So let's create the one task. So subject with the call. So we can make a call to the due date is the either some date 12. Let's save. And one more task we are going to create the here with the email. So this is the we are going to take it by the future date. Click on save. Now here you have to observe this is the parent is the opportunity and the task is the child object, and here we have the two records, two activities. So now use case is the if opportunity is the closed one, if stage is the closed one, so related tasks must be the mark as a completed. Related task must be marked as a completed. And if it is the closed last, if it is the opportunity is the closed last, we can mark as a deferred. Task status mark as a deferred. So come to the here task status. I will show you the here. We can open by these two into the separate tabs. So this is the status. Okay, this status is the we can mark as a completed. If it is the successfully closed by the opportunity. If it is successfully closed by the opportunity, we can mark as a complete. If opportunity is the closed last, if opportunity is the closed last, we can mark as a deferred. Okay. So this is the use case. Let's see how we are going to implement. Let's come to the here app launcher. So in the winter 24, we know right, it is the announced to the automation app. It is the automation app. It is the given to us. In this automation app, we have the flows. Click on to the automation. It is open to the new tab. This is the separate application provided to us. So click on to the here flows. Here appear by the all the existing flows. Okay. Let's come to the here. We can create by the new flow. So as per the our requirement, we are going to create the record triggered flow. Actually, record triggered flow when the record is closed one or closed last, we need to execute. Okay, so that's why here we can select by the start from scratch, click on next. Here record triggered flow. But how to auto launched flow here we can utilize, we can discuss. First, I will explain by the in the record triggered flow, then we can go to the auto launched flow. Click on to the record triggered flow, click on create. So select the object name is the opportunity. Click on to the opportunity, either record creation or updation time. There is no condition here we are taking. So as per the our requirement, this opportunity related tasks we need to update, right? We need to update it by the completed or deferred. Okay. So first to identify coming opportunity is the closed last or closed one. So let's take to the here decision. So opportunity is closed. So let's take to the here condition is the is closed the opportunity. So here either closed one or closed last we need to do the our action. So that's why here resource we can take it by the which record is triggering, right, that record. Which opportunity is executing that opportunity stage name we can check it to the closed last or closed one. R condition we need to use it by the R condition. Anyone either closed last or closed one. So here trigger record opportunity stage name equals to closed one. Okay. Either closed last or closed one. Then come to the here. It is the is closed. Okay. Let's come to the here. Once it is come to the in this block, we can get it by the records. Get records. Which records we need to get it? We need to get it the task records. So task records here task object. So here we can take it by the which task records this opportunity related task record. Which opportunity is the triggering, right? That opportunity records we need to get it. That opportunity related task records we need to get it. So that's why here we have to take it by the what ID. What ID is the relationship, right? Let's come to the here related to nothing but the what ID. API name is the what ID. Okay. So that's why here we are taking what ID equals to which record is triggering, right? That opportunity. Opportunity ID. Record ID. So which opportunity is the triggering? That opportunity related task records will be the return. So we need to get it by the one or more records, right? That's why here we can select by the all the records. Not for the single record. Each opportunity contains the one or more. And one more also, that is not completed records. Already completed records, no need to re-update, right? No need to updating. Already completed task records. So that's why here take it by the add condition. Status not equals to completed records. Not equals to completed records. Which record status is not completed? Status is the here not started, and one more is also we are giving the not started. Okay, so that's why which is not completed, that records only we are fetching the from the database. So we are getting the task record. So up to here we can save it first. Click on save opportunity flow. So click on save. Now we are getting to the all the uh, task records related to the this opportunity. Which opportunity is triggered, that opportunity related records we are getting. Now let's come to the here. We can loop the one by one record. Why? Because means we need to update the status, right? Loop through the task records. Loop task records. So here collection is the already we are getting this one. tasks from the get records. So one by one record it's coming. So each record status we need to map it. Each record status we need to map it to the either completed or deferred. Either completed or deferred. So if it is the closed one, we can map it as to the completed. If it is the closed last, we can map it as the deferred. So how we are going to handle to that? So let's take to the one assignment here. So here we have to take it by the each task. So each task status we need to change it, right? Current loop record status. So status is the how we are going to update. We don't know, right, which is the executing either closed one or closed last. So that's why here we can take it by the one variable. If it is the closed one opportunity, we can map it as the complete. If it is the closed last opportunity, we can map it as the default. That's why here we can take it by the one formula field. So resource, click on to the formula. So here task status. So data type is the text. So we need to check it, right? If condition, if it is the closed one or not. So stage is the pick list value. Stage is the pick list value, right? How we are going to check it by the pick list values is pick value. Is pick value. So here field API name. We can give it by the field API name. Let's take the resource to the that field name. So here we have the record trigger, right? This is the record triggering. In this, we have the stage. Stage is the closed one. Closed one. Okay, is pick value closed one. We can map it to the completed. And here we can map it to the deferred. Deferred. Okay. If stage is not closed one means it is the automatically closed last, right? Once it is not satisfied, this if condition comes to the false block. In the false block, we are giving the deferred. Let's check the syntax. It is the valid. Click on done. Okay. Here we are identify the current record stage name is the closed one or not. If it is the closed one, map it as the completed. Otherwise, map it as the deferred. Click on done. Okay, so after that, this record we are going to update, right? We need to update it by this record. So as for the best practice, don't give it to the each record to the update. Each record to the update. Here we can directly write by the update operation. But as for the best practice, each and every record, we don't go to the update. So it is the DML operations perform, right? So it will take the loading the performance. Nothing but the it is performance issue. One by one record is updating. So that's why we can await to that. We can take the one list type. List type we can store into the in the list. So let's take the variable here. Take by the new resource. In the new resource, we can take it to the one variable. List type variable. So where task list. So here we can store it by the record. Records type. This is the variable is the record type. Allowed to the multiple values. We are going to store the one or more task records to the in this list. One or more. When you check this one only, we can able to store the one or more records. Otherwise, we can able to store the single record only. So allow the multiple values. Then come to the here which object. So task object, right? Data type task. So now here click on done. So now we are going to add it by in this list. This is the collection type. That's why here appear by the add option. That's why here appear by the add option. Click on to the add. Here click on to the, we can add it by the current record. This is the current item, right? We are adding by the current to task record. We are adding. So how many records is looping? That many first will is the mapping to the status value. Then this current to task record we are adding into the in this list. After completion of the this loop, after the last here coming na here we are going to update by our operation. Within the loop, we are not doing. After completion of the last record, coming to the here, we are updating the records. Update the records. So here, update task records. So which records we are going to update? Collection type, right? So here we have to select by the use IDs for the record collection or record collection. Already we are taking the one variable, right? That is the record collection, right? That's why here we are selecting the third option. Let's take to the here. This is the our variable, record collection variable, this, right? This one. So it is updated by the all the task records. Let's save this. Let's debugging. Okay. Let's debugging. Updated by the record. So newly we are created, right? Auto launched flow. This contains the two task records. So let's change it to the status closed one. So when we are selecting the closed one, task status is the mapping to the completed. Task status is the mapping to the completed. Run this. See here, you have to observe it's come by this path, closed one. This is the executed. How many records this opportunity? 2 times, right? 2 times is the repeating to the this one loop. So updated the records. So here you have to observe 2 records. 2 records and status is the completed. Status is the completed. Why? Because means we are closed one the opportunity. Let's try to the debug again. If it is the closed last. One more scenario, we have the closed last, right? Now we are going to select by the closed last. Click on done. Click on execute. So again, it will be executed by the same. Now let's see the here updated records. Deferred. Now you have to observe deferred. So if it is the closed one, it is mapped as the completed. If it is the closed lot, mapped as the deferred. Deferred. Okay. So like this, we are going to write the one flow. Depends upon to the requirement we are writing. So now here, why we are going to use by the auto launched flows and in which situations we are going to use. So common scenario, common functionality, that kind of the scenarios we are going to the auto launched flows. We can call the one flow to the another flow, one call to the another flow. So as per the best practices, we can write for the one flow for the one object, one flow for the one object. Exactly, we don't know, right? Which flow will be the trigger the first, which flow will be the trigger the first. And that too also as per the best practice, we can write for the one flow for the one object. So that's why this is the one of the module, one of the task. So we can separate this one into the one subflow. We are calling from the main flow. Main flow, that is called the parent flow to we are calling by the subflow. So another scenario also, if you are getting, again here you have to write it by again edit this you have another decision here, you have to write it, and this flow will be the very big and clumsy also. Sometimes we are also confused, right, why we are changing. So this module is the separate, this task is the separate, right? We can take it by the one subflow, we can execute by this logic into the subflow. Then easy to identify the any bugs or in the future any new functionality also we can add it. We can add it by in the subflow. Code reusability, right? Same concept the here. Utility classes type also we can use it by the auto launched flows. Auto launched flows. Let's see how we are going to execute the auto launched flow. So same scenario, we are executing into the auto launched flow. Let's come to the flows. Click on to the new flow. Start from the scratch. Click on next. Now auto launched flow. Click on create. So here initially we can check it to the opportunity stage. Earlier we are checking the same. Sorry. Earlier we are checking, right, opportunity stage is the closed one or not. Same functionality totally we are implementing into the auto launched flows, but we are calling to the from the parent. So click on to the next auto launched flow, create. So we need to pass it to the opportunity. Opportunity stage is the closed one or not. We need to identify, right, how to get the data from the parent component. Actually, here we don't have the any start point. Means which object it is executing. But once you come to the here, start record triggered flow, here we can able to give it right which object. But here we don't have the that privilegation. So that's why here we can get the record or any kind of the variables information from the parent component, means parent flow. So that's why here we can take it by the one variable, that is the new resource. So in this resource variable we are taking. So here obj, so opportunity record. So here we can take it by the data type is the record. What is the record is triggering into the parent flow, that record we are capturing into the in the subflow. That's why here only one record. That's why we are not going to select by the this one. So which object we want, that object name opportunity. So must and should select by the available for input. Then only we can able to pass the from the parent to child, from the parent to child. If you not selected by this one, so we can't able to pass the from the parent to child. So must and should select by the available for inputs. Click on done. So now we have in our hand is the opportunity record. Okay. So which record is triggering the from the main record trigger flow? That record will come and sitting into the in this variable. In this variable. So let's take the decision. Same scenario. Earlier we have to check all the same functionality here we are going to implement. So here opportunity is closed. So it is the is closed. So let's take to the here. So obj record opportunity record dot stage name equals to closed last. Or condition, right, any one, either closed one or closed last, we need to execute it by the same logic. So here obj opportunity, here stage name equals to closed one, either closed last or closed one. This is the executing. Okay, let's save the up to here. This is the opportunity related task subflow. As for the understanding purpose, we are giving to the subflow. Okay, related tasks subflow. Click on to the save. Now here it is the coming, right, same functionality. Earlier we are getting the get records, right, get task records. So here get task records. So here what id, sorry, task object. So here we have to take it by the what id equals to current record obj record id, opportunity record id. So we need to get it by the all the records set. That's why here we are selecting by the all the records. At the same time, status is the not completed. Status does not equals to the completed. So click on save. After this, we can add it by the loop. Each record we are going to write. Earlier also we did. So I'm quickly implemented by this one. So loop task records. So here collection is the this is right. Earlier we have taken that one. So each one we are going to the assignment to the either status is the completed or deferred. That is, we are going to assign assignment rules, assignment. So each task, so current to record, status. So here we have to identify it is the closed one or closed last. That's why here we are taking the one variable, sorry, formula field we can take. So data type is the text, formula, task, status. So same earlier we are writing the if condition, right? If logic. First we need to check it by the is peak value, means stage is the closed one or closed last. So here opportunity obj opportunity record, we have the stage name. So here we are going to check it by the closed one. Once it is closed one, we can map it as to the completed. So here we have to the deferred, check syntax. Okay, check syntax here we are giving to the here. So let's done this. Now here each record it is loop repeating. Finally we need to update, right? That's why here we are taking the one variable, that is the collection variable. So that is the where task list. Same earlier what we are implemented, that kind same thing we have to implement it by the in the subflow also. But main flow to we are calling to the this one. Task for done. So here we are adding to the each current record, current flow record. Right after that, finally we have to update the record, right? So come to the here, update records, update task records. So here we have to select by the where list. So click on save. Now we are activating this. Now this flow, this subflow we are calling into the parent flow. Okay, let's refresh this first. Why? Because means newly created one we need to adding into the in this. So we can remove this all existing things. So this is the record triggered flow. Now we are calling to the our subflow. So here subflow. So what is our subflow name? This is the right. This is the we have. So opportunity related task records. So here description, when opportunity is closed one or last, need to update the task status is completed or deferred. Why? Because means in the future anyone is open. Why we are writing the this subflow means easy to understand, right? This is the requirement purpose we are calling to this one. So here you have to observe input field. This is the object variable we are creating now. I mentioned, right, must and should give it to the available for inputs. Then only we can pass the from the parent flow to child flow, parent flow to child flow. So let's take to the here current record, right? Trigger record, triggered opportunity we are passing to the from the parent to child. Trigger opportunity. Which opportunity is the trigger? We are passing that opportunity from the parent to flow to child flow, subflow. Let's save this. So as per the best practice, you have to see in the record triggered flow, we are calling to the this is the subflow. This is totally separate. task implementation. Now let's see how to debug. So here update, same earlier what we have seen, auto launched this one. We have to select by the closed one, click on run. It will be the executed. See here, which task record? This is Subflow, right? So these two records is updating with the completed. And come to the same debug again. So here we have to take it by the closed last. See here, again it would be the executed. Records will be the updated with the deferred. So same logic, but we are writing into in the separate subflow. We are executing by the our requirement. So in the latter, they want to the another scenario on the opportunity, on the same opportunity, another scenario, how we are going to handle that. So for example, another scenario here use case is the when the opportunity created, when the opportunity is created, immediately create the task records. Actually, that is the one of the another use case. This is the another use case. While the opportunity creation time, we need to create the new task immediately. Actually, now we are created right task record. But most of the scenarios we have to observe when the parent record is created, immediately create by the child record. So again, you have to write by the another flow, right? But as for the best practice, in the same flow, we can write for the our logic. So now here you can take by another subflow again, another subflow. So come to the flows, start from the scratch, record trigger, sorry, yeah, record triggered flow while the record creation time, right? Record triggered flow. So here we have to, sorry, we have to use it by the subflows. That's why let me confuse. Okay, let's refresh this. Auto launched flow, subflows, right? We are going to take it. So let's take by the here, click on to the new. So not writing to the another flow for the record triggered flow. In the same flow, we can use it by the this logic also. That's why here we are taking by the another auto launched flow. Click on create. So here we have to create the opportunity, create the task record. When the opportunity is created, then only we need to create the task record. So how to identify this is the new record or existing record? Why? Because means here we are taking to the either record creation or updation time. But as per our requirement, when the record is created, then only we need to create the task record. When the new opportunity is creating, at that time only we need to create the task record. That's why here we have to take it by the one decision. So if your opportunity ID is exist, so we can't, sorry, if your opportunity is created, new or existing one, how to identify means we have the one formula. Based on that, we can identify. So is new opportunity. So here we have to write it by the is new OPP opportunity. How to identify? Here we can take by the one variable. So here is new option we don't have by the directly here. So that's why we can take it by the one variable resource, that is a new resource. So here formula is new opportunity record. This is our API name. Select to the here boolean property. If it is the new record, it's written the true. Otherwise, it's written the false. If it is the new records, it's written the true. Otherwise, it's written the false. So here we have the functionality is new. Is new functionality we have. So it's not appearing. Let me check. Is null. So let me check it. That is the is new record. So here, so let's come to the here. Here also be the we can't identify in the formulas only we can identify. So logical advanced help to the function. So is new. We can search it by the is new. This is. Let me check one more time. So now here is new. Okay, got it. So actually it is the auto launched flow, right? Auto launched flow. Some of the scenarios not supported. Some of the formula fields not supported. That's why it's not showing the here. This condition we can add it into the parent component. Let's come to the parent flow. Come to the here. So this is the parent, right? Here we are going to take it by the decision. So is new record. So this is the trigger record, right? That's why here we can identify is new opportunity record. We have to take it by the each new opportunity record. So let's take to the here is new functionality. Let's come to the here. Let's check to the here. We have the formula to the here. We can new resource. We can take it formula here is new OPP rec. So data type boolean. So okay. So here we can search it. Yeah, now here it is appear na. So record triggered flows only supported by these new functionality. Auto launched flows not supported by these new functionality. Let's check syntax. If it is the new means it is written the true. Otherwise it's written the false. So if it is the new record equals to true, we can call to our subflow. We can call by our subflow. That is we can call it later. Okay. So click on to this save. So once here we are calling to our subflow, we can call it. Once the implementation is done, we can call. So this is right. Now we can delete this one here. No need to require. We can check it. So once it is the new record automatically coming to the here again, we have to create by the task record, right? We need to create by the task record. While creation of the task record, we need the parent ID, means what ID. While creation of the record opportunity, here we are creating the task record, right? Here we have the what ID. So that's why we can pass it to the from the parent to child flow. We have to capture by the ID. That's why here again we can take it by the one variable. So here we can take it by the variable here opportunity record ID. So we have the opportunity record ID. We are passing the here text. We can take it. Must and should select by the available for inputs. Then only we can pass it to the from the parent to child flow. Okay, click on done. Click on done. So here now we have to create by the record. Create record. Create task record. So we have to create by the only one record. So object is the here task. So here we have to be created by the which record, task record. Okay. So task, just a second. So here we have to the manually select. When we are going to manually select task, here will be the appear. So here manually we have to assign the values. These are all the required fields. Is recurring. If you don't want, we can remove this. Remediate also here. Priority we can give it by the high. Status is the in progress. And next is the we have to give it by the subject. Subject is the here we are giving the call. And one more is the mainly related, right? Related to ID. What ID here? So here we can pass it now from the parent to child, this variable, this one. This is the, we are mapping to the parent to child, parent to child. Okay, these are the information we are mapping to the here while the creation of the task record. So click on save. This is the here create task record opportunity related. Create opportunity related task record. So we can give it by the Subflow, easy to understanding purpose. We can take it by the Subflow. Which one is the main flow? Which one is the Subflow? Understanding purpose. Click on save. So this is the simply. So okay, small scenario, but like this here we are going to create with, this is the another use case, right? While the opportunity creation time, we need to create the task record. So let's come to the main component, means main flow. Let's refresh here. If you write for the same logic into the same flow, means existing scenario, this scenario, it is the fully length of the flow, right? Fully length of the flow. See here, if you have the subflow, means it is just one component is the appear here. One element is the appear. So if you go to the in detail, then it is the separate logic, right? So that's why we can write it for the auto launched flows is this separate. We can call by our logic. Let's come to the here. When it is the new, we need to call it by the again subflow. So what is our subflow here? Create opportunity related task. So create task record. So here we are going to write it while opportunity creation time, create the task record. That purpose we are using by this one. Let's done this. And before that, we need to pass it by the variable, right? Parent to child. So here we can take it by the here opportunity record ID. So record trigger record ID. Opportunity ID. Okay. Now you have to observe this is the separately we are created, right? Task records. So task is the child object of the any object, right? This is the common logic. If you create the task from the account object also, just we can pass it by the what ID, right? Same like either cases or some any other objects, any custom objects also you can just pass to the here. No need for the opportunity ID. Here just you can give it by the what ID means we can map it to the that's right. As of the requirement, we are giving the opportunity ID. But this is the common logic task creation for the any object. One of the custom object I have. When create the custom object record, immediately I want to create the task means we can use by this subflow utility now. This is the utility, right? That is the benefit to the here. Click on activate. So here we have to the save this. Let's debug this. So now we are creating the new opportunity. Just we have taken by the one. Click on run. See here, this is the executed. This is also be, but this is the skipped. Our logic will be the not matched, right? Decision is the closed is the false. That's why it is the default is the executed. It is not executed by our logic. So Subflow initially create task, right? It is the created by the new task record here. Created the task record. See here, new task record, opportunity high. These are all the values, right? This is the newly created task record ID. So like this, we can use it for the single flow to we are calling means record triggered flow to subflows. Record triggered flows to subflows. So as for the best practice, each object wise we can write for the one flow. Each scenario wise we can take it by the separate subflows. We can call it to the main flow. And reusability also. Task creation is not only related to the opportunity. Any object we are going to create the task to record, right? you have to take it by the separate functionality. This we can reuse it again and again, again and again. We can reuse it to this one. Okay. I hope it's clear how we are implemented by the this flow with record triggered flow and auto launched triggered flow, no triggered this one. Okay. So I hope it's clear how we are implemented. Thanks for the watching. Stay tuned for the more real-time scenarios.